Hello and welcome to your 26th C# XNA platform tutorial. This tutorial might seem like okay, like a waste of a tutorial to some people, but uh, it is an important thing that I never did, and I'm sorry for doing this, right? And it's a very simple thing to add, and so because of that, this tutorial is going to be really short. So remember how in our, let me zoom in, zoom out a bit more. Okay, so remember how we said that in our base.load content, or where is it? So if we go to entity, let's go to entity. So whenever we had something, we said this content is equal to content manager, etc., and so on and so forth, right? If we go to the player class, when we load the actual player, though, we're using the content that we taken from the parameters, which is not what we want. Because if we were to call player unload content, then it wouldn't be unloading anything because this content manager hasn't loaded anything. It's the content manager that we actually took from the parameters that's loading something. So what we have to do is whenever we're loading something using a content manager, we have to call this before it, right? So when we call this before, then we're actually using that class's content rather than the one that we're taking in the parameters. So if we're using Visual Studio, just click Control F, and we'll say in the entire solution, and we'll search for content.load. And if you want, instead of doing that, because instead of just finding it, we'll click Control H, we'll say content.load, and we'll replace that with this.content.load. Then all we have to do is click replace all, and we've changed them for all our classes. So this one, so if we check in all our classes wherever we load anything, so let me close this. Let's see another screen. So it changed from content.load to this content.load. So it did all of it for all of us in one step. Now if you're not using Visual Studio and you're not sure how to do it in your editor or something, then you can get something like Notepad plus, and you can copy and paste your code in there if you want to, or something like that. So let's put content.load, and you could say find content.load and change it to this.content.load. So replace all, and it will replace it for you. So we'll change it. So you could do that if you like, or you could find the functionality, because if you're using IDE, it should have that functionality. Or you could individually just use a find function and then just change it by hand. But that's just it for this tutorial. I just thought it was an important thing to inform you about, and I hope you look forward to the next tutorial. So thanks for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.